What's up, everybody? It's the spunky one from iCraft Everything. And welcome to our live. Today, I am going to retry the tumbler from last time we went live, and we will also be creating a t shirt if we have time. So, everybody, welcome, welcome. All right, let's get started. So as you can see, I have my acrylic tumbler here with my cradle that I'm going to sit the tumbler inside of. And we have a different design today. We have made sure that this one is one that is easy for us to put together. So I haven't weeded it yet, so I'm going to go ahead and weed it. So basically, weeding is separating the pieces that you do not need and leaving the pieces that you do. And I like to stick my vinyl on my hand. And I also like to use vinyl that I have, or sorry, transfer tape that I've previously used because I don't like to waste it. So I'm going to take the transfer tape and attach it to the top. And on top of that, just a piece of advice, it makes it a lot less sticky, so it's easier to come off. All right, so this is the base of the design. So I'm going to place this at the very bottom of my cup, wherever I think it should go. Let's put it at the very, very bottom. If it gives you a hard time before you officially stick it down, you may still be able to pull it up. Hi, welcome, welcome. Welcome to our channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And if you already subscribed, thank you so much for stopping by. We are so happy to have you. So you're going to gently pull that transfer tape up. And if you have any bubbles, you can go ahead and smooth them out. And actually, I'm going to pull this piece up because I realized that I should have started with the base. So give me just a second. I got nails, y'all. I usually don't do vinyl with nails. All right, so it's pretty easy to pull up if you do make a mistake, if you do it quickly. All right, let's just weed all of this together first. Okay. Go ahead and pull the spaces out. And this one has some teensy tiny things that might need to be pulled out. I'm going to make a set that I might put in our store, and if you'd like to shop, you can go to www.stylebyspunky.com. All right. We are just pulling this up as we go. All right, you see how that one's just gonna lay there? All right, there it is. All right, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to take this and stick it off to the side. All right. Most of the time I will have already weeded this before I start my project, or I'll do it on camera. But today I'm going to go ahead and weed it so that those of you who don't know what weeding is or haven't experienced it yet can see it live. Alright, so I'm going to leave those two pieces to weed them later. And for this one, let me grab my transfer tape. And I am going to go ahead and put those two together, which I really could have did it the way I had initiated. Hi everyone, thank you for stopping by. Let me move this up so you guys can see it better. All right. So I'm going to scoot this off to the side just a bit, and I'm going to layer this like that. And that'll kind of help me anchor this as I put it on my cup. Let me move this so you guys can see the actual cup layering. Now, this one you can do a couple of different ways. You can either lay that down, or you can go ahead and put this inside of the hair. So let's try it that way. So if you put this one inside of the hair, you're going to lose the line. So I'm going to layer that last. Let me make sure. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to put that on top. So I'm going to bring this one back over. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. We are so happy to have you. Welcome to our channel. I am Spunky, the spunky one. All right, so you can lay that straight across and smooth it out. All right. So you can slowly pull up your transfer tape. And don't worry about the bubbles. You can press them out as you go. And sometimes if you have extra bubbles, they'll stay there, but they will usually eliminate themselves after about 24 to 48 hours. So that piece is kind of big, so I'm going to grab another large piece of transfer tape. If you are just joining, I like to reuse transfer tape because it's less sticky and it doesn't give me such a hard time. All right, y'all, as you can see, I am just using my squeegee, and we're going to pull this up. If it gives you a hard time, you can just push it from the back and get it to lay on the paper. But be sure to pull it up slowly and make sure that you pull it down from whatever side is the most stuck on the transfer tape. You can use a fresh piece of transfer tape if you choose. I have some sitting here just in case I'd like to use that as opposed to this one. The beauty in using vinyl, 651 vinyl, is you never know how it's going to turn out. Sometimes it works for you and sometimes it doesn't. Hopefully this time it's going to work though. All right, so you see my beautiful girl, and I'm going to lay her, gonna bring it over some so you guys can see it, and I am going to lay her hair exactly on top. This cup cradle is pretty cool. I found this tool while scrolling down a website, and it gave me the inkling to actually try it out. This will be my second time using it. My first time using it successfully. The very first time I used it, it gave me a hard time. So you can pull up the transfer tape on whatever side you feel is the easiest for you. Just make sure that you pull it at an even pace, nice and slow, and you can smooth those out. You can also use a heat gun if you like, but I would suggest doing that after about 24 hours to give it a chance to decimate the bubbles. All right, so this is what we have so far. Like I said, you can use a fresh transfer tape if you like. It's perfectly up to you. Just depends on which way you like to do it. Sorry, y'all, just turning the light to make sure everybody can get a good view. Alright, so this particular design has some really teensy pieces that goes with it. They are small too, y'all. And I'm sorry, I got nails, so it makes it kind of hard to weed. Normally I would have it pulled off for me to get me started, but today, since I'm on live, I'm going to do it myself. Alright, so I like to hold it down to get the little bitty pieces to stay. I think you can use a different setting, the washi setting, to also make this work. They're very tiny, so you have to be really careful how you pull them up. Alright, see how that doesn't want to cooperate with me? Alright. So I'm going to put those down one piece at a time, just so I don't mess it up. Okay, so this is like the middle part of her mouth. You put that wherever you feel is the best. Then you can take the other little dot and stick it. I don't know, I think that looks, I mean, what do y'all think? You could put it there or you could not. Let's see, I think it looks better without it. Okay, let's put it there. You can always pull it up later if you decide. And it has another teensy little piece on this vinyl that didn't come out initially. So let's see if I can get it off. There it is. Did it pull? Nope. Alright, so we don't worry about that. It's optional. It looks pretty good the way it is. And I have some earrings to put on her. Here they are. Awesome. So I just didn't weed them yet. And we're actually going to put these on one at a time too, because I didn't weld them in their exact place. Small pieces always give you a really hard time getting them pulled up, so you kind of have to hold it down in order to get it off the paper. So if you have a heat gun and there are still bubbles in your 651 vinyl, then what you would do is just slightly heat and press it down as you go. I'm only doing one little earring at a time, just to make sure I can get them on where I want them. Hello everybody that's coming in. Thank you so much for stopping by. Note to self, you can always weld these in place to make sure they go exactly where you want them. All right. So just go ahead and try to smooth some of these bubbles out. But this is what it looks like now that it's completely done. It is so cute. And I'm about to make a matching t-shirt. So for those of you who are watching, stay tuned to see how this goes. All right. Gonna take this and put it off to the side and turn on the press. That should only take just a second to heat up. So stay tuned. I will be right back. We're just waiting for the heat press to heat up, you guys. And while it does that, I'm going to lay our t-shirt here. So I'm opting to do a green shirt today. I thought this one was a really cute shirt color. So I have this nifty t-shirt ruler that I like to use for the collar. I have not weeded just yet, so I am going to weed these while the press heats up. And there it is. Weeding it should be fairly simple. This is a pretty easy project for the most part. When you're not doing 651 vinyl, it is so much easier because you can kind of control how things turn out for the most part. With the 651, you just never know. Alright, when you dispose of the remaining 651 vinyl, make sure that it's away from your heat source because you don't want it to stick to your shirt. It's really important. And also make sure your pieces that you cut are not falling onto your shirt. That's important too. Alright, so this is just words to go on the bottom and the earrings. This is the exact same design that I just did a second ago. The only difference is I am now using 651 vinyl and we are going to layer it. Simple layering. If you are using an easy press and you don't touch it after a few minutes, it will beep at you to let you know that it's going to automatically shut off. So it is really important that you try to work as quickly as you can to get the temp to stay lit for you, or temp to stay hot for you. This flesh color HTV is always very challenging to weed, but it does a fantastic job once you lay it down, most of the time. So I'm just going to lay these off to the side as I weed them. Those are the little lip pieces. Now for the shirt, I decided to do glitter. I thought that would be super cute. I've already measured the shirt to show exactly where I'd like the design to go. So if you've ever watched any of my videos, especially the hoodie layering video, that one will kind of give you some insight on how I opt to measure. And here is the biggest piece. If you're using Cricut HTV or Cricut heat transfer vinyl, that vinyl has a much stronger carrier sheet, which is this little clear part here. These, when you get them from companies other like Caesar, the carrier sheet is a little bit different. So be very careful if you opt to use a weeder because you don't want to prick yourself. Alright. It's pretty easy when you cut it there. Alright. So of course this one has some littles in here, so you got to make sure that you weed those out, the tiny little spaces. And you also, like I said, you got to make sure that these do not land on your design, because they most definitely will heat there. And since I am weeding on camera, I might just come back and start another live video to do the actual shirt. So once I weed this, we're going to take a quick intermission and then we will come back to start the project for the placement. So stay tuned. So this one, I'm going to, there, take this like this. All right. So I did an offset with this one. An offset is basically where they outline the letters. And I absolutely love that feature on the Cricut machine. It is one of my favorites. It actually gives you the ability to put a outline around your words. And to me, it makes it so much cleaner and nicer when you get ready to put this down. And I'll show you what it does shortly. So just stay tuned. And I think I only have one other little piece to weed, and that's the littles that I told you about earlier for the lips. Y'all, make sure you weed it very carefully. See what I mean? The littles just came right on up. And I actually need this little part to go. So let's try to get this down. Even if I can just get the little white part right there, I'm cool with that. Yeah, there we go. All right. I can do without the other two pieces, but the little part, the big part right there in the middle, that's vital. Okay, so we're going to take a quick intermission. Stay tuned. We will be right back to lay this down. Thanks for stopping by. See you in just a minute. Bye. Be back in 5 minutes.